Welcome back, folks, to Little Samson here on the Heavy Basics channel. Last time, we went through some red forests and jungles, and now we're moving on to a sunset area, which is some plants and spikes and all that. We are officially halfway through the game, so now we've arrived at caves. This is a delicate situation. This is an area that requires Gam the Golem, and he has a few items that need collecting, which includes an extra life, all sorts of things. And that's just basically it. This is the only time you'll need to use Gam the Golem, but don't worry. Now we gotta start mixing up our characters, as it were. So we're gonna start mixing up the, start mixing up, Kyria, alongside, Samson, in order to utilize each of the forms, as it were. So now we can go through here, and as it were, which is a bad idea. And you can barely pick that up. Also, spikes don't fully kill you, and we move on to the next level. Icy Peaks. Oh, great. We got some ice, haven't we? Ice to see. Oh, it is, isn't it? It's an ice cavern. Joy. And we got these types. Not only do we have to deal with ghosts, we have to also deal with fucking sorcerers. And Jesus, they suck. And sorcerers suck, because they have a charge attack, and it does tremendous amounts of damage. Like most sorcerers do. Which really kind of, you know, makes sorcerers. There's a difference between mages and sorcerers. Mages are cools, sorcerers are dicks. Sorcerers are also pretty much kitty fiddlers as well, so that kind of expectancy. Please ignore that last part. I wasn't really serious, but lo and behold, there are some sorcerers that are technically innocent. Anyway, not even Kale the mouse can survive the effects of ice physics. They have to. Ice physics suck. And that really does not hurt at all. So as we go through the ice physics, and believe me, the ice physics suck, because, oh god, ice physics are terrible. We'll also find that we can't go further alongside unless we have Kale the Mouse. In fact, Kale the Mouse is probably going to be the only reason why we need to get through here. Alongside that, we can go on the ceiling. We could. But the safest thing to do is just basically do a bit of that. That would not be a bad idea. In fact, I wish I did that already, but that would be very interesting. That's one way of solving that skill, using Kale. Now, Kale the Mouse has speed, 'tis true. He's also got the means of, pretty much sort out that, as you may have noticed. You're gonna need to rely on some frickin' Metroid timing in order to get rid of some of these enemies here. Because this tower here is all Kale the Mouse. Because you take advantage of his speed, but there's two ways of doing so. The difficult left way, which is a bit suicidal, or the somewhat easier right path. And we're probably going to take advantage of that right side. Also, may have noticed a few things. Hit back up to here, get hit, and then we swap out to Samson. For the whole reason of, can easily take care of these things. Easily taking care of those. Also, probably not gonna like the ice level because it probably has a boss or two. I mean, we are at difficult points, so it goes from complete. So it goes a complete 360 right here. It goes from ice fit. It goes from it's gonna be an ice temple. Believe me, there's like a difficult amount of areas. So the level areas are getting a bit longer and they're getting a bit stupid. And then to do that, you get all that. I mean, yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah, speaking of which, I'm probably going to be updating my schedule. This is going to be any indication. It will be commencing pretty much some LPs. So next up is this boss, which is the Skeleton Rider, or the Skeleton Knight. Basically, this is a boss that you should not be using Kale the Mouse for. Or I just wanted to demonstrate how potent Kale the Mouse is, because he's the head, because the Skeleton Knight is the head of all the skeletons that we've been seeing. And that's pretty much it. We get rid of the skeletons, as it were. Now moving on to the Skeleton Knight itself, and just like an actual skeleton, you're gonna have to kill him a few times in order to kill him off for good. And he is kind of tricky. He fires off lances, and then he goes straight into a charge attack, which does quite a few things. So, may have noticed, he takes about a few hits to kill. Kind of annoying, but you have to do this. So I'm using Samson for this one because I need the rapid fire. If you do need the rapid fire, essentially he will be vulnerable once he decides to get hit. He go with those because that's about it. And you can tank the damage, which is not a good idea doing so. And when we get down to it, like so, and the Skeleton Knight has fallen. This is the longest level, by the way, so far. And it only gets worse from here. So, go through the fortress, go through the mountains, and we're now moving on to the ruins. The Green Ruins. As also, we now get to take on our brand new batch of enemies. Floating swords. Very annoying. Very dangerous, too. Which is why we need the tankiest, slowest character in the game, just so that he can take care of some hits. Yeah, that's exactly it. And you do get rewarded from this one, so we get to do that. Those mountains, that ice temple path, that was at least to get rid of the Skeleton Knights, so we can at least get rid of their leader. But they've regrouped under a new master, which we need to get rid of at some point. Also, avoid the water. Water is stupidly hard. So, we're going to use KO the Mouse. Essentially climbing up rivers as well. This bit as well. Which is kind of cool. We can use Gam to basically, you can also go downwards with his shots. Which is very, very handy. Which is pretty handy. I mean, so far we've been using a lot of, So you also saw how effective KO the boss was. If you saw the Skeleton Knight able to reduce pretty much anything to rubble. It's also very useful when it comes to a certain boss in a minute. Very handy. As I always say, each of the minions corresponds to, each of the minions does correspond to each of our heroes. So for instance, like we killed one hero before, now you gotta kill another minion. Which is, so before, actually helps out. So we go for the spikes, now we're on to this bit here. We need to get from there, and we need to start using KO effectively so we can get through it. Now I gotta start climbing again. Which is starting to start. Anyway, point that out. Head up to here. Head up to there. Jump over here. Jump over there. Lots of other things. Get rid of that, head over here. Not much you can do here, there's a lot of vertical platforming. And once you get through here, now you gotta start relying on Gam's persistence and tankiness in order to get through this next part. I mean, yeah, other people could do it better, I mean, heck. I'm not averse. And this is basically a barrage of Gam the Golem versus some skeletons. Which makes these very useful. We should be needing a heal at some point, because Gam's a bit low. Even for a midpoint, he is a bit low. Ah, here we go. Excellent. Some good timing. Keep going to the right, and then we'll meet up with the boss. Who's the boss? It's the second mage. The blue mage, the second minion of Takeed. He's got spells too. Unfortunately, this one is vulnerable. Very much so. To Gam the Golem and his punches, which does persistent amount of damage. There we go. Now we're gonna start using a heal. We're gonna use the potion because, well, to be honest, we need to. And his next form is a knight, who is completely and utterly weak against Gam and his consistent punching. This is all he does. Seriously, this is all he does. And if you just keep punching him. And keep punching him, then he'll be dead. This next move will kill him. And that is how effectively we kill this one. So, 2 minions down. Let's see if we can kill the rest of them in the next boss. See you guys then. Bye for now.